Yes, light workers, you are feeling everything and it's more intense right now. You're upside down, you're inside out, your emotions are all over the place. You are this yo-yo, the up and the down and the in-between and the inside out and the all over the place. Light workers are going through so much right now. Let me explain to you why that's happening, how to handle it, what to do with it. But there's a bigger story here, and that is how light workers were such a threat to the false matrix. Okay, let's start with what is a light worker. Shall we start there? Because a lot of you guys asked me that in the comment section. Everyone has the potential to be a light worker because everyone comes from light. Everyone comes from God. We cannot possibly be a special group of people called the light workers. No, the light workers are beings who become conscious of the light that they are. We're either unconscious, and in the unconsciousness, we're being programmed by the memory of the false matrix. And note what I said there, the memory of the false matrix. Galactic Wars is a video on my channel that explains to you how the broadcast signal has been taken down, but perpetuated by the memory of those who are unconscious and continue to repeat and mimic and clone the broadcast signal of the false matrix. So they're kind of like this unconscious broadcast signal because your unconscious creates just as your consciousness does. This is important to a piece of conversation that I want to have with you about reality creation, and I'll weave that into the conversation towards the end. Oh, mental note, Kerry. I hope I remember. The pressure's on. Okay, so what is a light worker? We've covered that. It is a being who simply chooses to allow. You don't become. It's not a school that you go to. I'm going to become a light worker when I'm big. This is, I am allowing the light that I am to radiate from me instead of me being programmed by the unconscious memory of the false matrix. I'm going to become, or rather allow, the broadcast signal that is my own light to be seen. Because what do light workers all have in common? An avoidance of the limelight, don't want to be seen. Light workers, they know how to be the best wallflowers. They know how to be invisible. They know how to fade into the background. They're like chameleons who change themselves according to who's around them, so they blend in. There is a programming within the light workers that says don't stand out. Because, you know, the witch hunts kind of taught the light workers that, and there's this trauma, ancestral memory of trauma that sits in the light workers now that says whatever you do, don't be visible, don't be seen. Didn't work out so well for the witches, right? Let's talk about the light workers and why they're feeling so much right now. Diamond light is coming in strong. Diamond light is a frequency. It's not an actual diamond. It's a frequency, but it's a very, I want to call it a very thick frequency on the planet right now, and it's purifying. This is why it's so important to you and why your life is affected by the diamond light on the planet right now. Number one, we were disconnected from it in the false matrix. So that's when you were born. We were living in a state of disconnection, wherein avoidance was the order of the day. It was normalized. The way that we dealt with emotions was to not deal with emotions. At best, we would analyze them, which was really a way of trying to keep ourselves safe. It was the illusion of control over the emotions, to have mental dominance, which is why we wanted to always understand. We had this knee-jerk response to always understand our emotions. We wanted mental dominance over them, but we at no point learned what to do with these things other than suppress, deny, avoid, run away from. Okay, and here's that piece of information I wanted to weave into the conversation for you. My memory clicked in. It is so important to understand that because the light workers are and were the most powerful people on the planet, they needed to be infiltrated by the false matrix to prevent them from ever accessing their power. So there was this mind-numbing mainstream spiritual thought. Some people call it the New Age movement, and no, not all of it is bad. I can't, with one broom strokes, sweep everything and say, oh, well, this is all dirt. This is all bad. This is all, no. Religion, the New Age movement, everything has seeds of beauty absolute beauty, absolute brilliance, absolute truth within it, surrounded by the cloudedness of a whole lot of misinformation and misrepresentation. So we were taught in the old style, mainstream spiritual indoctrination, don't think negative things because you're going to create negative things. So where did the negativity go? The negativity went where the false matrix told us to put emotions, which is down there. Somewhere. We believed we had an endless pit that we could just conveniently store all of these pesky emotions in that we didn't know how to be with. We were so busy being in the prison of the mind that we couldn't even escape it, because that's actually what transcending the matrix is, right? Transcending the matrix is escaping the prison of analysis and actually connecting to this risky place called the unknown, where the false matrix tried so hard to prevent especially the spiritual people from accessing. So they kept the spiritual people in this mind-numbed state where everything was Pollyanna and everything was pretty, and we didn't go looking into the shadows, and we certainly at all costs didn't go looking into the darkness, didn't go feeling our own anger and rage, because good people don't have anger and rage, didn't you know? No. Good people have every gamut of emotions, because you are not your emotions. You are the one through which those emotions pass. And when they do, if you're a light worker operating in your optimal, you're going to purify those emotions. But we were taught to suppress them all into the unconscious, because that's where all the undealt with emotions went. So we had crazy dreams, number one, because all the repressed stuff sits in the unconsciousness and the subconsciousness. We don't go in there. It comes up at night sometimes, and we go, oh, well, that was crazy. I had a weird dream. And we wake up in the daytime. What we think of as awake in the day is actually just back to that state of repression and suppression. So then we get depression. And what we are is living in a illusory realm where we have 10% or less of us sitting in a conscious space. There go my dogs barking. It's our regular chorus. And then we have the 90% of our emotional repertoire here in the unconsciousness. And that's what creates your reality, is the unconscious pain, anguish, trauma that you've not dealt with, everything repressed, denied, avoided, suppressed. Here it is in the unconscious, which is why spiritual people were taught to suppress all of their tendencies towards rage, anger, fear, whatever it may have been, told to put a band-aid over it and to consciously say things, consciously think things, which is all the mental realm, that sound pretty. Oh, love and light, rainbows and unicorns. I love the world loves me. This might be truth, but it becomes a band-aid suppressing a very painful, festering wound. And we're simply here to purify. So the diamond light comes into the planet, broadcasting a message that says, time to purify. Here's the tools with which you can purify. And in that purification, everything comes to the surface. And when it comes to the surface, you feel crazy. When it comes to the surface, you go, whoa, 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 something's wrong. Because I used to be in command of all of these emotions. Now, not only are you not in command of them, which is brilliant, perfection, miraculous, they're bigger, they're amplified, because that's what diamond light does. It amplifies all of the stuff that we've hidden. And because it's now so amplified, we can't unsee what we've seen, nor do we have room to push down and repress and suppress anymore. It's all bubbling up. So we have 5 minutes of normal, where we might feel, oh, phew, okay, everything's balanced. I've suppressed everything again. Look at what we call balanced, huh? I've suppressed everything again. I'm fine. I'm in command. I'm in control. And then what would happen? Bam! It would just come up again, bubbling to the surface. It was almost a feeling like having a paper cut that felt like this life-ending wound. It was so big. That's what emotions, I can't even speak about it in the past tense, were and are starting to feel like. This is the amplification. And this is why we can't suppress anymore, because everything feels so big. There's no place to push it down anymore. So this is the what to do with it part. What do I do with all of these emotions? Because it's very easy for me to say, oh, you just feel them. In the Plasma Light Tribe, I speak at length, and that's my online community. This is where I teach people the mastery of dealing with, working with your emotions, not being controlled by them, not controlling them, but allowing them because, and this is the important part, because you have your light activated. That is a missing link for a lot of people. You must have something higher than, and I'm talking about higher in frequency, than the dense emotion. If you want to feel the emotion, to purify and release the emotion, which is exactly what you're here to do, my light worker, that's exactly what alchemy is. It's the transformation, not the suppression, the transformation of energy from one state of being into another through your being. That's what you came here to do. We are all purifying the false matrix. By feeling all of the supposed darkness, we are purifying it into light. We're taking the false matrix down from the inside, literally from within our bodies. Yes, your body's going to ache. Yes, your body's going to do things it didn't normally do. You must support your body. And you must understand that higher light, so to speak, is also what the diamond light is doing. It's activating your connection. This is where it gets really good. It activates your connection to your soul, your ability to tune into your own wisdom, your ability to tune into energy. See, as much as emotions are amplified and on the surface, so too is the connection to all energetic experiences, and your soul is an energy because you are pure energy. Now you're able to feel deeper, and empaths are all out there crying, going, oh, my life is so hard, I feel things so deeply. That's your blessing. Yes, if you feel pain deeply, imagine the depth to which you can feel your light. It's time to shift gear, though, and feel into those light realms. Feel into, when I talk about diamond light, people talk about diamond light codes. It's quite simply the energy, the radiant light of that frequency that's come into the planet, that's interacting with your body and working with you. So if you can feel emotions of sadness, pain, trauma, rejection, that means you can feel deep. And if you can feel deep sorrow, you can feel deep joy. If you can feel deep pain, you can feel deep bliss. If you can feel deep disconnection, you can feel deep connection. So use the gift of empathy, the gift that you were born with, to now start tuning into those higher octaves. Then you bring the higher octaves with you into your discharging and purifying of emotions. Do you know that I've got a group of facilitators that I've trained? Many people ask me for private sessions, and I simply can't do them anymore because I'm so busy teaching and I'm so busy working with my online community. So I've trained a group of facilitators to do one-on-one sessions. If you need the support, go to my website, kerryk.com. You can book there. It's right on the front page. You can go ahead if you feel called to have that level of one-on-one interaction. It's a very big event for a facilitator to work with you because you'll feel it. Their entirety, their whole energy is focused on you, and they've been trained to bring in their own higher consciousness to facilitate your higher consciousness coming into presence with your body, which makes the discharge easier. No, you don't have to do this. Many of you will elect to do this on your own. I am simply giving you options, and I'm showing you the path because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to lead you back home, which is to you, to the center of your being, not to me, not to something else, not to someone else, only home to you. I am so proud of every single light worker out there who's feeling. You're feeling. That's the roller coaster that you're going through right now. That's the up and down that you're going through right now. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It means you're finally incapable of suppression, best news ever, which means it's time to get into the release and the purification. It's your signal. If you're feeling things so intensely and so in such an amplified way, and you're feeling them, the emotions that is in such an unpredictability, up and down, inside out, all around, it is purely because you have the gift of the light worker. So go ahead and use it now to liberate yourself now, to go even deeper into your healing now. From my heart, I want you to know something, and that is that you're loved and you're supported, and that loneliness was only ever an illusion. Separation was only ever an illusion. And this is the part of our journey where we start unifying in support of our own light and each other's light. From my heart to yours. Lots of love, everyone. Here, I'm going to talk a little bit more about light workers in case you haven't watched this one. You might enjoy the different roles that the light workers are taking on planet Earth right now. Speak to you soon.